You've done everything they told you to do. You got the degree, the job, the phone, the lifestyle. And yet, at night, there's this quiet voice that whispers, "You're still not enough." You scroll through social media, and suddenly someone else seems happier, richer, or more successful. And even though you know comparison is pointless, you can't stop. Why do we live in a world where success grows, but satisfaction disappears? In this video, let's uncover why most people never feel enough, how this feeling silently shapes your life, and how you can finally break free from it. Since childhood, we're taught to chase, get good grades, get into a good university, get a stable job. We grow up believing that fulfillment is somewhere ahead. Every goal feels like a stepping stone to the next one. You achieve one milestone, and instantly it stops feeling special. That's not because you're ungrateful. It's because of something called hedonic adaptation, your brain's ability to normalize progress. That dream you once prayed for quickly becomes your new normal, and the cycle continues. Want, achieve, adjust, repeat. You might notice the higher you climb, the quieter your joy becomes. Why? Because your definition of enough keeps moving. You once thought happiness meant stability. Now stability feels boring and you crave achievement. You achieve something and instantly it feels small compared to someone else's bigger success. It's not ambition that hurts, it's attachment to the idea that happiness lives in the next upgrade. Social media turned comparison from a natural human instinct into a daily addiction. Every scroll shows you someone else's highlight reel, their filtered happiness, their edited life. You compare your behind the scenes with their best moments and end up feeling behind even when you're doing well. The truth is, you don't even want their life. You just want the peace they appear to have. But peace isn't found in comparison. It's lost there. Let's be honest. Most people don't chase success. They chase validation. You want to be seen, recognized, appreciated. Every like, every compliment, every nod of approval gives a tiny dopamine hit, and your brain starts craving more. It becomes a cycle. You achieve something, people clap, you feel good, the applause fades, and you feel empty again. The silence after success hurts more than failure because it reveals that your worth wasn't built on fulfillment, but on applause. I'll be happy when I get the promotion, when I move out, when I make enough money. The mind creates a conditional happiness, a promise that never ends. Every time you reach there, happiness shifts further ahead. The real issue? You're treating happiness as a destination, but it's a state of being. Fulfillment isn't what you get at the end, it's what you build along the way. Your brain isn't designed for peace, it's designed for survival. It constantly scans for threats, problems, and imperfections. That's why peace often feels uncomfortable, because your mind keeps asking, what's next? What if I lose this? What if someone's doing better? Feeling enough requires retraining your brain, teaching it that safety exists even when you're not chasing something. We live in a world where rest feels wrong. If you take a break, you feel guilty, like you're wasting time. We've mistaken stillness for laziness and silence for stagnation. But sometimes the reason you don't feel enough is because you never stop long enough to feel anything at all. Busyness keeps you distracted from emptiness, and that's why we cling to it. Think about it. The world runs on your feeling of not enough. If you felt content with who you are, half of marketing would collapse overnight. Brands, trends, influencers, they all thrive on reminding you that something's missing. That's why self-worth is the ultimate rebellion, because when you feel enough, the system can't control you through desire. Many of us learned early that love had conditions. We were praised when we achieved, ignored when we failed. So our brains linked worth with performance. We learned to earn love instead of receive it. That's why as adults, validation feels like oxygen and silence feels like rejection. Healing begins when you realize you don't have to perform for love anymore. So, how do you start feeling enough again? Not by achieving more, but by slowing down. Start with gratitude. It's not about listing random things, it's about noticing what you once prayed for that's now part of your normal life. Practice self-compassion. Talk to yourself like someone you care about, not a project you need to fix. And most importantly, set emotional boundaries. Stop measuring your worth with someone else's ruler. Most people feel not enough because they're disconnected from themselves. They're living for how others see them, not how they feel. Try spending time without noise. No phone, no music, no distractions. Ask yourself, if no one was watching, what would I still want to do? That question alone can realign your life with your truth. Feeling enough doesn't mean giving up ambition. It means separating self-worth from results. You can still strive, but from a place of peace, not pressure. The moment you stop chasing more, you start experiencing enough. Here's the truth. You were never broken. You were conditioned to believe you were. You were told you had to become enough, but you always were. You just forgot. So today, pause. Look around. You've already come farther than your younger self ever imagined. You don't need to do more to be worthy. You just need to remember who you already are. At some point, you realize the problem was never that you lacked something. It was that you were taught to look outside yourself for permission to feel complete. When you stop chasing approval, silence no longer feels scary. It feels peaceful. When you stop proving your worth, rest no longer feels lazy. It feels earned. Feeling enough isn't a moment you arrive at. It's a decision you practice again and again. So the next time your mind tells you you're behind, remind yourself, you're not late, you're not lacking, you're learning. And the moment you choose presence over pressure, comparison over compassion, and awareness over ambition, you don't just feel enough, you finally feel free.